Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Note to Be MIDI Quantizer by Chem. First of all, we're going to set it up. I've created a MIDI channel here. I'm going to open this up, Audio Unit MIDI Processor, Note to Be. Right, okay, so what it does is you can select, this is like, say, 8-octave piano range, okay? You can change the scale. You can select notes to be played or not played, but all this will become apparent. It's actually genius, this is. It's really great. And I'm guessing that a lot of you are going to want this once you've watched this. Right, okay, so I am going to, first of all, set a few things up. MIDI inputs for Note to Be. I'm going to set up my KeyStep Pro for the start off, and then I'm going to send the MIDI output from this to Piano Tech. I'm also going to send it to Nambu, and I'm also going to send it to Ting. And I've got Ting and Nambu turned down. But if I play notes now, my notes are being processed through. See, depending on where I play on my MIDI keyboard. If I go down. And you see the scale here, the scale is C major. So it will not let me play anything out of the C major key zone. If I just go up on my MIDI keyboard chromatically, in fact, I can actually physically show you this. So but even if I hit the black notes, it just won't let me play a wrong note, which is brilliant, but it gets even better, right? If we feed this some MIDI information from another app, let's use Riffer. And what I need to do here with Riffer is open this toaster menu and then the MIDI output from Riffer to go to Note to Be. So whatever Riffer's playing is going to pass through Note to Be, and then Note to Be is going to play Piano Tech, Nambu and Ting, depending on the scale. So if I press play now, open Riffer, and I'm going to generate some notes here. I'm going to reset the density, and I'm going to have this change every 2 passes. So it will change now. So it's constantly going to be generating new notes. I'm going to drop it an octave. And I'm going to increase the scale. It'll generate new now. Okay. I can still play the MIDI keyboard, but I can't play a wrong note. It just can't. Everything fits in. That's one of the genius things. Now, if you're interested, I'm just going to hide that keyboard. If you're interested, the sound from Piano Tech is a cymbal on. You get cymbal on free if you buy one of the instruments. And then I have this very cool sound from Nambu. And then Lagrange Ting, because that works on note input. Very cool. Let's just concentrate on the cymbal on for a moment. I could go into Riffer and change the resolution, of course, to say something like, but let's leave it on 116, shall we? I could have tie notes on as well. But here's where this gets super cool. Note to Be has recently been updated. Now, if we look at, you can change the key here to anything you like, right? And you can take notes out and you can basically set your own scales up. Say you don't want it to play this, or you want it to play this or this. But you just set this up as it is. But if we look at scale now, Here are all the scales that are included. Now, there's a bonkers amount of scales here, but this gets even better. So now, for instance, Locrian diminished BB3, what that sound like. And I can still jam over the top with another keyboard, and I'm never going to be out of key. Genius, right? But it's all MIDI quantizing, of course. Here's the thing. Note2Be's just been updated with over 5,000. Let that sink in. 5,000 microtonal scales. You access the microtonal scales by going to settings here, and you see where it says microtonal, and it says scala. Open this, and now here's all these microtonal scales. Watch this. Look, keep an eye on the scroll bar thing here, and I'll start scrolling with my fingers, and I'll go really fast. Look at that. So these are your microtonal scales, and these sound absolutely fab if you're into music from other parts of the world that don't use Western scaling. So let's just start with A. And this is why I chose the symbol on, because it sounds great with microtonal scaling. You'll find some really interesting ones. Same thing as well if you're using another keyboard to play. You can't play out of tune, if you know what I mean. Can't play a wrong note. If you want to remove the microtonality, just tap that, it goes back to the scale you had selected. So let's choose another scale. And like I said, anytime you like, you can go in and adjust the range of keys that have been played by adjusting the MIDI controller, in our instance, Riffer. Could drop it an octave. Go into bonkers range. I mean, it's just awesome. Let's run through a bunch of these microtonals. Let's just go nuts and go down a load. Over 5,000 of these. So I'm going to take my microphone down and blast through a load of these scales for you. I should also say that you can, although where you'd find more than your 5,000, I'm sure there are, you can import your own scales as well. Like I said, anytime you want to come out of microtonal scaling, you just hit remove microtonality. Now you can choose to omit entire octaves, and it won't touch any of them octaves. You can choose to remove individual notes. Now you can see the notes that have been used, or you can add notes in, so you could add a few odd ones in here. So anytime it's in here, it could choose many of these notes, I guess, depending on the scale, of course. There you go, there was one there. reset it by taking the notes out that aren't needed. If you select all and choose a note, it will delete that note from all of them. And also, don't know why it's left that one in there. Come out of all. Bloody marvellous. I love the microtonal scaler now, it's off its head. If you know about microtonal scaling, I'm no expert, but I'm sure that you will probably recognise a lot of these scales, you know. Some of them are brill. One of the fun things, like I said, is if you weren't using MIDI controller, MIDI driver software like Riffer, MIDI players, playing the keyboard now. Let me turn ting down. You can't play outside because it's quantized the notes for you. But for the microtonal scales, this is just absolutely fab. We could say like, well, I don't know. We could go and find some others. I suppose some. Don't know. I mean, there's 5,000 of these, so there's an awful lot, more than you'd ever get through. What's this one? So I'm just going chromatically down on the entire MIDI keyboard now. Of course, playing chords as well as also you can't really. You can't play it wrong. So if you've got like a big MIDI keyboard setup or something, on, let's just remove the microtonality and I'll try and explain what I mean about that. Let's go back to a kind of, let's go back just to let's go with a harmonic minor, right? So if I play the keyboard, you'll see what notes I'm playing, but I'm just going down chromatically. If I play a chord now, it's going to be in at that scale, which was C harmonic minor. I'm just playing some. It doesn't matter what chords I'm playing. Like I'm going to be locked into that key. So, for example, if I play some chords and I decide to play some note over the top of it, is it like a lead? Everything I play is going to sound right. And which have also just occurred to me, it's a great way to make something that you would never ever have made without something like this, And of course, overdubbing this stuff is a breeze if you just follow the same rules and you use the same scaling and the same settings as your previous one. So for instance, that could be on one track and you could be doing something like some sort of mad bass line or another, and it's all going to fit. I think it's actually think about this, the more creative it is, because just by choosing one of these scales, I mean, God, that's just awesome. And you, like I said, you could look, you can import your own. It says here, what's this one? Brilliant. Guys, thank you very, very, very much for watching. It's much appreciated. If you like the video, strike that like, subscribe to the channel, all that other cool stuff. Consider becoming a Patreon, guys. You know, we need the support. It's not, you know, we just genuinely do. Lovely. Oh, the offness of it is just marvelous. Right. Anyway, top job, cool beans. Thanks for watching again. I'll put a link in the description for Note to Be, and yeah, you can go and check it out. It's not even that expensive. It's £3.99p or $3.99, £3.99, which is a good price. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Ta-ra.